What is the role of the meta description and how does it affect SEO? Search engine optimization is a practice that optimizes web pages so they become more visible and rank higher on search engines. One way to improve your site's SEO is to provide a short description for the web page using the meta element. Here is an example of using the meta element to set page description for a gardening site. Name description. Name description. Discover expertise. So that's how it works. Setting the name attribute to description ensures that both search engines and other web tools correctly interpret this metadata. The content attribute is where you will place your description. It is recommended that you keep your descriptions short and concise. This is because search engines will often truncate the description based on the results page web layout. Similar to other types of meta elements, the meta description will not be visible on the web page itself. One place where the page description can be found is in the search engine results page snippet. There are some examples of page results snippets for FreeCodeCamp, subreddit, and GitHub repositories. This is the official subreddit for learn code for free together with millions of other people. Our full stack web development and machine learning curriculum is configured as a base V1000. In these examples, the page description is located just beneath the site links. Within a couple of seconds, users can get a general sense of what the page is about and decide to click on the links for more information. Even though meta descriptions won't directly affect the site's ranking on search engines, having a strong description could result in more traffic to your website. Which element is used to set description for a web page? MEN. What does SEO stands for? Search engagement. Forgot. Search engine optimization. What does the page description typically show up? Inside a figure element in the search engine results page. Where does the page description typically show up? Search engine result page. What is the role of Open Graph tags and how do they affect SEO? The Open Graph protocols enables you to control how your website's content appears across various social media platforms such as Facebook, LinkedIn, and many more. By setting these Open Graph properties, you and entice users to want to click and engage with your content. You will set these properties through a collection of meta elements inside your HTML header section. The first important OG property to include will be the title. Here is an example of setting the OG title for the FreeCodeCamp homepage. Open Graphs OG. Meta content freecodecamp.org. OG title. Important OG property to include will be the title. Here is an example of setting the OG title for the FreeCodeCamp homepage. For the property attribute, you will need to specify that it is OG title. The attribute is where you will write the title you want to display for social media sites. The next important OG property would be the type. Here is an example of using the OG type for the FreeCodeCamp homepage. Property, content, website. The type property is used to represent the type of content being shared on social media. Examples of this content includes articles, websites, videos, or music. The third important OG property will be the image. Here is an example of setting the OG image for the FreeCodeCamp homepage. Meta content. Property OG image. This is an example where the Open Graph image is pointing to the FreeCodeCamp logo. Of these images should be high quality with good dimensions and ratios. All social media platforms will include criteria for image requirements to help you ensure that your content displays well on their site. For example, developers.facebook.com documentation page states, use images that are at least for the best display on high resolution devices. At the minimum, you should use images that are. The fourth important OG property will be the URL. Here is an example of setting the OG URL for the homepage. Meta property OG URL. There are many OG properties that you can set, like description, audio, video, and local. However, the Open Graph URL, image type, and title are the most important ones to include. Image and type. Title. URL, image, type, title. So how does these Open Graph properties affect search engine optimization? When your content is shared on social media well crafted, OG properties can enhance the appearance of your content in users' feeds. This can lead to higher click-through rates, which can signal to search engines that your content is relevant and engaging. Properties useful. Content directly into web pages to set your website's content will be seen on different social media platforms. Project and dynamic pop-up advertisement on websites. What does the property OG title do in Meta? Anyway, it automatically just font redirects the browser to display a specific emoticon. It causes the web page to play a specific audio of your web page content when it's shared on social media platforms. What does the property OG type do? It selects the page default font style, triggers a pop-up advertisement when the page is loaded. It specifies the type of content used for your web page when it's shared on social media. No, we're doing a lab. HTML. Wait. Design. Travel agency page. It's not working. Build a travel agency page. Build an app that is functional and similar to this example project. Okay. Try not to copy the example project. Give it your own personal style. Objective: fulfill the user stories below and get all the tests to pass to complete the lab. Okay, sir. Fulfill the user's stars below and get all the tests to pass to complete the users. With all the declaration, you should have an HTML element with language. You should have a head element containing a meta void element. Read car set. Meta car set. UTF-8. And title. Page. You should have a meta tag in your head element that contains a short description of your website for SEO. I forgot a new. Element that contains a short description of your website for SEO. Name description. Description. I think that's enough. It contains wonder travel co-ops, personalized journeys. We're going ahead. Title wonder travel. You should have a paragraph below each one element introducing travel opportunities. You should have an H1 element percentage traveling. The only H1 element on your page. It should be only. I think. Let's just copy the value tools and X. You should have an ordered list element with two list row. Packages. H2 packages. Packages. And then you should have a complete and introducing briefly. Core utilities. Sides. You should have an unordered list element with two listing items. The two list items should have the text group travels in private tours. To list, you should have an ordered list element with two list items. The two list elements should have the text for travels and private tours. Respectively, the text of each list item should be enclosed by an anchor element. Private tours. List. You should have an ordered list element with two list items. The two list items should have the text route travel, travels and private tours. Private tours. You should have at least 3 figure elements, each containing an Archon element. You should have an section. You should have at least 3 figure elements. Figure, each containing the figure's image. Set to a valid image as their content Q1 use. Alright, I'll just using this one. Image. Full caption. Room and center Italy. And center Italy. Arcs. Nature natural arcs. figure. Caption. Islands. Saluting Islands. Not by Eastern. Oh, I found that. Alright. It's just the same as the example. Let us try to P element. You should have an ordered list. P. So we have to we did this. You should have an H2 element after your H2 element after this one. Each two elements should have the top. Each relay should contain an anchor element as its first listed element. We do have an anchor. We do have an anchor. Figure element. Figure element should contain an anchor. Oh, I think figure element should have an anchor. You should have at least 3 figure elements, each container, an anchor element, and a feed caption element. The figure's image. I think it's like this, and then each ref. is correct now. Mali pa rin. Each A element should have an href with the value of all your 5 anchor elements should have an h. Oh. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each ref and then target blank. Then next down each A element should have an href attribute with a value of oh wait href blank. Hello. Element should have an href attribute with a value of, don't forget the links in the list items. It's working, bro. What do you mean? Maybe because of these sections. Each A element should have. Let's try blinking. Oh. We forgot this one. Sorry, bro. Alright, it's done. Let's go. CD, get status. I'll be doing that later. No thanks. Theory workshop. Book storage. Alright. Bookstore page. Got photo app. Recipe page. Travel agency page. Agency page. Java Ages Age Project. DF. Holy. It's already 1:12. Alright. Working with audio and video elements. Theory. Another project. Workshop. What are the roles of HTML, audio, and video elements and how do they work? The audio and video elements allow you to add sound and video content to your HTML documents. The audio element supports popular audio formats like MP3, WAV, and OGG. The video element supports MP4, OGG, and webcam formats. MP3, WAV, OGG, MP4, OGG, webcam formats. To include audio content on your web page, you can use the audio element with the source attribute pointing to the location of your audio file. As you will see, the preview window, nothing shows up in the page to see the previews. You will need to enable the interactive editor. Nothing shows. As you can see in the preview window, nothing shows up in the page. If you want to see the audio. Oh. Instead of image, you just change the element to audio. Press play the preview window to hear the Quincy Larson songs. Quincy Larson songs. Alright. What are we? To include the audio content. On your web page, you will use the audio element with the source attribute pointing to the location of your audio file. As you can see, the preview window, nothing shows up to the page, on the page. To the controls attribute enables users to manage audio playback. Oh, so we have to include controls if we want the user pausing or resuming playback. The controls attribute is an attribute that can be added to an element to enable built-in playback controls if omitted. The controls will be shown. Some browsers such as Safari may not display a volume control by default even when the controls attribute is present. Apart from the source and controls attributes, there are several other attributes that enhance the functionality of the audio element. The loop attribute is an attribute that makes the audio replay continuously. Here's an example of using the loop attribute to play one of Quincy Larson's songs titled Can't Stay Down. To see the looping option, enable the interactive loop source. Add loop controls. Let's see. Muted. Another attribute you can use is the muted attribute. When present in the audio element, this Boolean attribute will start the audio in the muted state. Here is an example of using the muted attribute. Muted. When it comes to audio file types, there are differences in which browsers support which type. To accommodate this, you can use source equals that. Okay. I thought my stream stopped. When it comes to audio files, there are differences in which browsers support which type. To accommodate this, you can use source element inside the audio element, and the browser will select the first source that it understands. Here's an example of using multiple source elements for an audio element. Audio controls. Source. Audio OGG. The browser will first start with the OGG type, and if it can't play the audio, then it will move down to the next type in the list. Can we see me? We can't see it. You can also use the source element inside a video element just like you did with the. So we'll first start with the OGG type, and if you can't play the audio, then you'll move down to the next type in this control loop muted. All the attributes we have learned so far are also supported in the video element. Here's an example of using a video element with the loop controls muted attributes and the autoplay attribute to the beginning of to the opening of the video tag, so the video plays automatically. To interact with the example, you will need to enable the interactive editor. Interactive editor. The audio that we utilize so the video plays automatically. To interact with the example, you will need to enable the interactive editor. Note, the width attribute is being used here to make sure the video is smaller and fit better in the preview window. You will learn more about the width attribute in the future lessons. Okay, sir. Video. So that's how you do it. Alright. I want to proceed with the workshop. For the source or source attribute, we are using a video called Big Buck Bunny from Archive Network. If you want to display an image while the video is downloading, you can use the poster attribute. Oh. If you want to display an image while the video is downloading, you can use the poster attribute. This attribute is not available for audio elements. It is unique to the video element. Here's an example of using the poster attribute. Where's the poster attribute? It's not showing. We are using the video called Bunny. This attribute is not available audio. We can also use source element inside a video. Where's the video? Video source. Oh, instead of video images like you did with the audio element. This lets you provide the same video in multiple formats. The browser will choose the first one it can play. Source. Okay. Video MP4 OGG audio controls. What attribute allows the videos to start in a muted state? Muted. Yes, muted. Does you see the play and pause button controls? What is the purpose of the pause turn after beginning the video element? To see the video source, to control the video playback. What the video is downloading. Alright. Are we going to build an HTML music player? So create an each element and give the text. Each one. Tools. Below each one, add H2 element. Video text can stay down. H2 element. Down. This is the first title of the first song. Below each two element, add a Quincy Larson. Artist. Sorry. Quincy Larson. Next, create an audio element below the key element over the next few steps. Create an audio element. Audio. Below the P element over the next video and that's how we made the audio. Audio source to specify media resource of the audio. You will need to add the source after the audio element. Loop. The controls are provide playback controls including controls audio. Add a new H2 element below the audio element with the text cruising for a mouse. What? H2 element Season for a reason. Below H2. Quincy Larson, audio, source, and then loop controls should have source. The audio element should have a source output with a value. Music. Last one. Audio. Source. Scratching the surface. Quincy Larson. Quincy Larson loop controls. Audio. Done. I think surface. What do you call this? This is a HTML music layer. HTML music. Index.html. CD. It's not yet saved. Now is the video player. Working relational video element.
JavaScript that operates on arrays.
Next, create a video element with below the H1 over the next few steps without necessary attributes. In the previous lesson, you learned about different attributes available to the video element. The width attribute determines the width of the video in pixels. Add the width attribute to the video element of 64. 640. Width 640. So the loop attribute will start video once playback is completed. Think of an internet meme that repeats playback. Omitting the loop attribute will make the video play once. The loop attribute is a Boolean attribute that does not need a value. To the video element. Loop. The controls attribute provides playback controls including play button, rewind, and control volume. For the video element, the controls attribute is a Boolean attribute and does not need a value. Add the controls attribute to the video element. Now you should see the video element displayed on the page. Controls. The muted silence element. The poster attribute is a thumbnail video. And then you might have noticed you didn't name the actual video. We will do that in the next piece when it comes to the video file types. There are differences in the browser support. To accommodate this, you can use the source element inside the video element of the video, and the browser will select the first compatible source. Video source source. Is a void element. Source. Specify media source for the video. We'll need to add the source element. Become a supporter. Way back hurts. Help millions of people. You have used a video file with an MP4 extension. All you need to tell the browser that is to, so it knows how to read the file. Do we use the type attribute to specify the video MIME type. MIME is standard to describe a document in other forms. How to do that? Attribute video MP4. I'm wrong. Source. Another common MIME video that we have. There is an open source file format developed by Google, primarily designed for web-based media content. It supports video codecs like VPA, VP9, and AV1, and audio quality such as Vorbis and Opus, making it a popular choice for HTML5 video and audio elements. Below your first source element, add another source element and give it a source attribute. We just have to copy this and paste it. We don't have to manually do the work. Another one. Source. The source element you will add will be for the video quick move. Oh, we have MD4 web emoji G, and then quick time. Ay. Build an HTML audio and video player. You think I can source one, two, three, four, five. Cut recipe. Cat tree. And this is HTML video player. Know how to build something. You should know who you are. What is the map then? How is it?
What is the map method and
Alright. You should have an H1 element for the main title of the page. Let's look for MP4. Okay, let's go speed run. You should have two section elements. You should have an extra element for the title of the video playing. H. Below the H2 element, you should have a video element with controls H2. Video controls with 640 video source and people with inside section 2 H2 element audio controls with controls loop and then source controls loop video element. Below each two element you should have a video element. I do have video element on H2. What do you mean? Work. Oh, this one. Inside the video element, you should have a source element. A video element. I think this one. Source. Yeah. This right there. Source. source, video. This is the video element. You should have source. And then video MP4 video MP4 type attribution match the media type. Indeed. It's not MP4. What do you mean? It's MP4, bro. Section. Inside the section element, you should have an H element for the title of the song playing. Oh, this is outside. Down to this one, and then each do. Let's go. Theory. Build a hard IP. For tomorrow. HTML quiz. Visual use and values. I want to use. Oh, I thought it disappeared. Review. Please. Alright. How many? travel agency. HTML. Please play here. HTML video player and HTML audio.